Today I had the pleasure of visiting award-winning Keuka Springs Vineyard, a beautiful family-owned vineyard that has been in the region since the 1980s. This place is definitely a family affair in that 4 of the Wiltberger children have contributed to the success of the winery, which is a testament to their hardworking parents, Lynn and Judy Wiltberger. So come along and unwind as we discuss some fabulous wine. Wine, the passport to cultures. On my journey through the wine industry, I've learned about multiple wine regions, different soils, and the history of the grapes. This sparked my quest to jump outside the box and show the world that wine not only pairs well with caviar, but it also pairs well with a generous serving of callaloo. Hi, I'm Kesana. Join me as I learn about different varietals and how they pair with delicious Afro-American Caribbean food. Welcome to Korked with Kesana Francis. Hello.
Good morning.
Can you guys tell me your names? I'm so excited to see you guys.
Excited
Can
as
you
well.
tell me your names?
I'm Jean.
And I'm Judy Wiltberger.
And I'm Lynn.
And you guys must be mom and dad, or are you guys sisters, brother and sister? So let's talk about your family history. What made you venture into wine?
Well, I'll take a crack at that. We, as a young married couple, we were interested in wine. And we were fortunate to have a summer place down here in the Fingerlakes. We lived in Rochester the year Jean was born. So it's quite a long time ago. We got to know some of the pioneers in the wine business around here.
Okay.
Dr. Frank, some of
Right.
the really original ones. And we said, wow, this area has the potential of really developing into a wine region. And how exciting would it be to be part of that?
Okay.
So that was our initial interest. This beautiful piece of property came available, and we thought, this is perfect. This is perfect for our vineyard. Be a lovely site to have a tasting room so people could enjoy it. So we gathered the family, and although they were very young, they all kind of nodded. I don't think they knew what they were getting into. They did not. And the kids, Jean has 3 brothers.
Okay.
And they've all helped out in the wine business. Done everything from digging ditches to tasting room to planting to helping at the business end. Jean is our marketing director and has been here 15 years, maybe, as marketing director. About?
Let's see, a little longer. Yeah,
A little
17,
longer.
I think, maybe.
Okay.
Yep.
So she's directly involved, and our sons are involved kind of long distance.
Okay.
And help us out. So it's
That's-
been an exciting ride. So that's kind of how we got involved. It's all family. Len and I are here every day.
Oh,
Jean's here every day. We just love being involved.
you
in
love
the business.
that's wonderful. So as marketing director, can you elaborate on your day-to-day?
My day-to-day, very varied. Family business, you wear a lot of hats and you do a lot of different things. So we try to keep current with our social media channels as much as we can. And as you know, being in this area as well, that's always changing and always trying to adapt to that. We do have a wine club. We have quite a few people that pick up their packages rather than have them shipped. During the pandemic, it was great. You know, we did reach out to people and people were so responsive, and it was just, we realized how much we missed. Everybody realized, I think, you know, in all facets of business, how much we miss each other.
Yes.
You know, and that came through, especially with the wine club. And yes, people called and we chatted for 10 minutes on the phone because, you know, how are you? How's it going? You know, we haven't seen you, you know. So that's a nice.
The other side of it is now that things are calming down a bit from the pandemic, like before the pandemic, it's just so nice when these people that you know come in the door and you get a chance to spend some time with them.
Right,
It's a delightful
exactly,
thing.
exactly.
You know, many familiar faces. Everybody in the world knows Judy and Jean, I think.
And Len.
And Len,
I'd say.
forget
A
Len.
little bit behind
very
the scenes.
satisfying business to be in. And it's satisfying because, you know, from the first day that you see those buds break in the vineyard,
Right.
all the way to the point where you are serving them or they're being taken care of here, and or you meet them, you follow it all the way through. So the growing the grapes during the growing season, and harvesting.
The harvest, of course.
Going through all of the processing, fermentations.
The fermentations, yes.
The blending decisions are huge. And then finally it gets in the bottle and you get to spend time with people that are there enjoying
exactly,
it.
and
It's
people.
so nice.
It's kind of like a I get that family sense. As soon as walking in here and seeing your faces, I was like, oh my gosh, it's just like being home with your grandparents. Like you have that feel like, oh, I'm home. It's not really, I'm at a winery. I feel like I'm at home. I'm at peace. It's so nice that aura you guys have created here is wonderful. And I can see why people would call and talk and want to keep in contact with you. Because now I want to call and keep in contact.
Well, please do. Yes. Come by anytime.
I do need to mention that we have a wonderful staff.
Your
And
staff.
we have people who say, no, I'm coming on Thursday because I know so-and-so works on Thursday.
Oh,
And
yes.
our staff, we have many that have been here quite a long time and have developed actual friendships with the customers. And they're very hospitable. Nobody's rushed. Everybody has time to talk, and they're very knowledgeable about the wine. So we are blessed with just a superstar.
That is amazing.
Yeah, we really are. It doesn't happen all the time.
It doesn't happen, yes,
No.
because, it's like a revolving door, and we have that problem now, especially in the city with, from the pandemic, getting people to go back to work. But here you have this family where everyone is excited to come to work, and that's...
And we've added some new people, but we have a core of people who've been here some 12, 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That
They're
is.
great.
They're great. That's
We
amazing.
all have fun together.
And that's what matters. Now, going back to the wine club, how do you pick the wine? Is it your favorite wine?
Well, we try to look at the calendar of the year coming up and look at what is going to be released at what time. We do pick out some pre-releases for people. Right now we're in a club that does 3 bottles 4 times a year. So we tend to go on the dry side typically, and maybe we throw in a third wine that is semi-dry or medium dry. Usually a red and a white, so people get a nice variety.
Okay.
We did send them. We saved when we got the Governor's Cup one year. We saved them all a bottle of the Governor's Cup, so that went into the package. We have special offerings for the wine club too. Last year we did a Nouveau Blaufränkisch wine, and we offered that first to the wine club, and it pretty much almost sold out.
Wow.
Through the club. So things like that, and people are able to exchange wines if they want to, but we sort of pick a nice selection that we know they'll enjoy.
And how many wine? Is it 2 wines?
It's 3, 4 times a year at
4
this
times
point.
a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Len, talk to me about this red wine that you have.
Oh, you're asking about the Saperavi.
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
Well, we do grow some of the traditional varieties here,
Okay.
like Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and that. But we're finding that with the newer generation that is out there and learning and understanding and exploring wine,
Yes.
they want to try different things.
Yes.
So we are one of the few growers in the Fingerlakes that grow a Saperavi, which is a Georgian grape. Another wine like that we have planted that is very rare in the Fingerlakes is Zweigelt. That's an Austrian grape.
Austria.
And although it's a red grape, we use it primarily for our rosé and our sparkling.
That is different.
Yeah.
That's innovation.
And it's a very fruit-forward
red wine.
And just delightful. So
I've never tried that wine. That's amazing.
we will have some.
You'll have to.
We used it heavily in our
to
rosé
try it.
wine last year, which we are totally out of. And we'll be using it again.
Again for your next year. Okay, for next year.
And that comes out, and the dry rosé comes out fairly early in the year, usually February timeframe.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be here soon enough, which is good. A lot of people are ready for it.
Yeah. And then you have a new Epic Reserve red.
We do. Yes, it's a Bordeaux style red.
I
More-
love a
more
Bordeaux.
French than Argentinian
Argentinian,
or
or
West
your-
Coast or something.
Okay.
And
So
it's a Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot blend, 2020. We've been doing Epic Reserve for a number of years, and it gets our best, the best wines that we figure will work well.
I can have a French Bordeaux in the Finger Lakes.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
This mimics that part of France.
I think, and with that, people's palates have come to appreciate, France is a cooler climate. California is a warmer climate.
Right.
Those are different wines. Those are different, you're going to have a different flavor profile with anything you grow and you make, So I think people have come to really appreciate that. And expanded their horizons. We also make Blaufränkisch. That's another dry red. That we planted in 1999-ish. So we were one of the earlier adopters of that grape, and along with Cabernet Franc, those are some of our earlier red varieties.
Yeah, I think that the consumers have changed because, like Len said, they are now open to trying new things. Way back, they'd come in and say, "What wine do you have that tastes just like?" And they'd name a California wine. And say, "This is New York, it's different." Now people appreciate this, maybe because they know when they go to Greece,
You're going to have Greece
they're
wine.
going to have Greek wine.
Yes.
And you don't expect them to taste like every other wine that they've, grown up with. So that the consumer has just changed over the years.
evolved.
It's wonderful because they're adventuresome.
I think the pandemic helped that too.
I think so
Yes,
too.
right.
New York State is like many wine growing regions. When you go to Spain, you're not looking for a California Cabernet Sauvignon, you're looking for a Rioja.
They
When you go to
refuse.
Italy, they have found over centuries what
Montepulciano,
they
your
do well.
Chianti. That's amazing. I'm so happy that we now have some cool reds in the Finger Lakes, and I can get my love affair with Cab Franc in the Finger Lakes and my Bordeaux for the Finger Lakes. I'm excited about.
You've got a lot of work to do.
I have
a lot of wine tasting to
wine
do.
tasting to do. It's such a vibe. What am I going to do?
It's tough, but somebody's got to do it.
Someone has to do
You have to
it.
suffer here too.
Yes.
It does make it, the wine business is an exciting business to be in, but this kind of openness that people have makes it even more fun to be involved in and introducing people to all these
to new wines. And wine should be fun. It shouldn't be stuffy.
Exactly.
That's the philosophy of our tasting room. People are here to enjoy wine. You're here to have a good time.
Good time.
We're on vacation. We're
Yes.
out for the day from Rochester and the sun's out. So we want our atmosphere to be relaxed.
Relaxed.
Introduce wines, have staff that know about the wine.
That's important.
And it's a different style of experience. We merge, and the wines we feel delicious and excellent quality. So we're merging that. It's not that the two things have to be exclusive, like what
Right.
you're describing in Europe. That you have to have a removed, atmosphere
Right.
to have great wines. That's not it. It's bringing the two together. Why not?
Exactly. Why
that's,
not? Why not bring it together?
Yes.
So what's next for Keuka Spring? What's next?
Keep making great wine, I think, and being open to new varieties, new blends. On the event scene, events are changing.
Yes, people want to get out more.
Keep our mainstay, our band events. We have a half a dozen of them, and they are just wonderful.
Amazing.
But we're also trying some new things, different things, some educational things, which we've done in the past, but a whole new style.
whole
and
new
that's
style.
COVID has brought that on.
Yes.
So that's one thing. You never know what's around the corner.
You are keeping up with the times.
Yes.
And that,
trying
and
to.
no, it's very important because you go to some wineries and you're like, oh my gosh, did I step back into the 1980s? Or nothing wrong with that, but wine has evolved and wine has now become even more diverse, where wine is it's a culture and it works with so much food. And now, living in New York, so many different cultures are drinking wine.
That's
I did
interesting.
before.
Yeah. That is
You
interesting.
would go to a restaurant to have wine. Now you can have wine with a burger.
Yeah.
I love sparkling with sparkling with French fries. That's my happy food. And
That's a great pairing. Well, and then we're evolving both in the wine, so the wines, the event, and Jean, the social media. I think there are some wineries that don't put enough emphasis on that, and she does a great job with
Yes.
that. And you have to be there. You have to be present.
I went to your social media and I saw the pictures, beautiful. And what made you stand out?
Yeah.
I saw your staff in those pictures. And some wineries you don't. Some of the social medias you don't see that. You just see you see, of course, you'll see the vineyard, you'll see the owner, you'll see of course, the cellar, you'll see the winery, but you don't see the people that are actually working, and that's one of the reasons why I selected this.
Great,
Vineyard.
wonderful. Yeah, it's good feedback.
One of
Thank
the things that has been so much fun for us is our music series during the summer months.
Oh.
They start in late July and they run till the middle of September. We have this gorgeous outside space here
Yes.
that we just try to take advantage of as much as possible.
And people come up all year, especially when it's warmer, but we still have people when it's 40 degrees out, sometimes sitting out, but especially when it's nice and warm, and they just come up and bring a picnic, or pick up some snacks from our local. We have some local cheeses and sausages and things like that, and they just enjoy the view, and they get some wine and sit outside. I mean, that's kind of throughout the year.
Play a little cornhole.
We have a couple cornholes, and people just enjoy that as
So
well.
it's kind of, instead of like a beer garden, you literally have a wine garden.
Yeah,
Way, yeah.
sort of, yeah.
You guys have a wine garden.
Yeah.
Good way to put it.
A number of years ago, we did a walk. We've done some walks in the vineyard where we go around and talk about our growing and our grapes.
wow.
And I actually led those. And then we got back to it this year because people were, more up
More
to going
interested in
outside
going
again.
outside, yes.
With COVID and
Yes.
stuff, more apt to be okay. There's a few drops of rain, but we'll still go out. And we've done some. And we've had one time we had a cheese maker in for that, and we've had some cheesemakers in over the years and pairing our
Our
wines.
I know,
Yeah.
because I don't think people understand the importance of the actual correct cheese to pair with the correct wine.
Try to keep a variety of cheeses in our available. We from a Chev to a cheddar and all locally made.
Locally made. That's one thing I love about
And choose from that. Yeah.
up these parts, the locally made cheese, the pies, and they pair well with
Grape
the
pie.
wine.
Have you had grape pie?
I've heard about
Yeah,
that.
you gotta have
Someone
grape pie
told me
here in
that.
the area.
That's something that
Yep.
I am definitely taking back to Brooklyn.
Yep.
That grape pie, and of course
make a
one of
stop.
Len's wine that I'm
Yes,
going
at
to
least.
enjoy. 2, 3.
Well, we appreciate you coming and spreading the word about Fingerlakes wines. It's, we're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Of course.
Come on up. Yes, please. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Cava, Spain's premier sparkling wine. It's light, aromatic, and fresh. It's a food-friendly sparkling wine that's easy on the pockets. Flavors are peach, green apple, lemon, and almonds. Blanc de Blanc, a single varietal champagne made with 100% Chardonnay. It's light, fruity, and elegant. Flavors are yellow apple, lemon, honeysuckle, and cream. Champagne. The only pain I want to feel is champagne. Made with 3 varietals, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Pinot Meunier. Flavors are green apple, yellow apple, and brioche. Thank you for joining me today. Please let me know your name and what you do here.
Hi, my name is Dan. I'm the head winemaker at Keuka Springs Winery.
And what is all of this?
So this is our wine cellar. This is where everything is kind of in constant movement right now towards the end of harvest. These are a few of our tanks that are now, everything's kind of finishing up fermentation. The one right behind me right now is actually finished with fermentation. You can see how we have the condensation running off. We lowered the temperature all the way down in order to stop the yeast from continuing their job of converting sugar into alcohol.
So everything is sealed.
Not everything is steel tanks. We do use some barrels. Especially right now, we also have a bunch of flex tanks that are shaped like eggs. that we use for aging the wine as well. But for the most part, we use mainly stainless steel.
How did you venture into wine?
I actually stumbled into a tasting room job when I first moved to the region back in 2009, I think it was at this point, or 2008. And I really got interested in how wine was made. When I was pouring it for people, I didn't have the answers to the questions they were asking. So I don't have any formal school training, but ever since then I got moved back into production and started learning by cleaning tanks and helping out and bottling and by experience, yep.
So you're like from the bottom up.
That's right, yeah.
From the bottom up, and that's professional.
Yep. Yeah, so this is our barrel room. It's a very small room and hard to work in, but this is, we keep this much warmer at this time of year than the rest of the cellar because everything in here is also finishing up fermentation. Once the rest of our reds are pressed off, they're gonna get added to barrels like this and stacked all the way up to the ceiling.
And what wine is this?
So this is one of our many batches of Riesling. This one is from Wagner Vineyard on the other side of Seneca Lake. And we've split everything up into a lot of smaller fermentation batches. Eventually in the next few months we'll enter blending season where we'll take all of those components and put them back together to make the finished wine. So this is one of the really interesting varieties we get to work with here. It's called Saperavi. It is from the country of Georgia. There's not a ton of it planted here in the Fingerlakes, but Dr. Constantine Frank brought it over a long time ago and we found that it works really well here in our region. So this has also just been recently pressed off. It's sitting in tank for a little while going through another fermentation called malolactic fermentation, which is not alcoholic, but it's how we're going to change the acidity.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with me and talking to me about your cellar.
No, thank you so much for coming, guys. I really appreciate it.
So here's a selection of wine for you to take home and
thank you so
share with
much.
all of your delicious food.
I'm excited to take this back to Brooklyn.
This is the one, the Gewürztraminer, because you like spicy food.
Yes.
Gewürz actually means spice in German, so it goes perfectly with all kinds of curries and delicious spiced food.
Thank you so
I
much.
think you send us the recipe.
I definitely will.
Okay,
Thank
sounds
you.
good.
Hi, welcome to Friday Night Flights. You know what it is. Friday Night Flights. We pair wine with foods of the neighborhood. Today I decided to get something sultry, not too salty, savory, just all around goodness. And I went to my local spot and got some oxtail. Oxtails, whatever you want to call it, it's still good. I don't care, don't come for me. I say oxtail and sometimes you might hear me say oxtails, whatever. And now I have it with some rice and peas and cabbage. I love cabbage. Some people are like, cabbage? What can you pair cabbage with? I'm about to show you. Here we have the Keuka Springs Red Blend, which is a Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. Now I am excited to taste this because apparently it's supposed to be like Bordeaux. Let's give it a try and see. Going to the Keuka Springs was beautiful. That family, amazing. My friend Lenny, oh, hey Lenny, hey y'all. So, let's give it a whirl. Right away, red fruits, black fruits, hint of vanilla, lots of oak. Give it a taste. Black fruits, red fruits, those vibrant raspberries, lots of oak, hint of vanilla. Also have some cloves and spices. I know this is going to go well with the oxtail. Now, oxtail is something that every Caribbean island basically cooks, but some people cook it different. Some people go to Jamaican restaurants, you can go to Trinidadian restaurants, wherever you want. I'm gonna have this with the rice, with the cabbage and some rice. I am excited to taste this rice and peas. Now, let's give this a whirl and see what it's about. Love the rice and peas. Cream, it has a little cream to it. It has that coconut in there. Rice and peas, the Jamaican style is made with coconut. Let's try this oxtail. Savory. I can taste that brown stew, I think they use molasses to make it that brown color. With this red blend, it's really bold. Some people would possibly pair this oxtail with something a little bit lighter. I want my oxtail to be paired with a bold wine. That's just how I want to eat it. I don't want anything light. I could have paired it with a Pinot Noir, but I decided not to. The Cabernet Sauvignon is bold. It has that luscious flavors, those aged notes from the oak, and it may go against the oxtail, but in this case it works. I love when I pair bold with bold. Some people may not like that, but I love it. I feel like this wine pairs well with this oxtail. The oxtail is falling off the bone. Meaty, hearty cab. You can't go wrong with cab with a meaty, hearty meal. And this is amazing. Thanks.